3 decades after the killing of one of hip-hop's most influential figures, a Las Vegas courtroom is revisiting the events surrounding the death of Tupac Shakur. The rapper was shot in a drive-by attack on 7 September 1996, shortly after attending a Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas. He was 25 years old. Now, former gang leader Dwayne "Kefti" Davis, 63, is standing trial for murder. Prosecutors say Davis did not fire the fatal shots, but that he organized and directed the attack. Davis has pleaded not guilty. On the opening day of the trial, prosecutors presented Davis as the leader of a group that wanted revenge after his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was involved in a fight with Tupac earlier that night. Chief Deputy District Attorney Bino Pilar told jurors, "Let's be clear, Dwayne Davis did not pull the trigger, but he did plan the shooting in retaliation of the beating of his nephew." Prosecutors alleged that Davis obtained a gun and organized 2 vehicles to travel around Las Vegas. According to the account, Davis and the men with him later spotted Tupac and Death Row Records co-founder Marion Suge Knight traveling in another vehicle. The prosecution says the group turned around and followed them. Davis was allegedly sitting in the passenger seat with a white Cadillac when he passed a gun to Anderson, who prosecutors say fired at Tupac's vehicle. Prosecutors described Davis as the on-ground on-site commander who effectively ordered the attack. One of the witnesses called by prosecutors was Ingrid Stokes, who said she was in Las Vegas with friends on the night of the shooting. Stokes told the court that she and her friends encountered Tupac and Suge Knight while driving around the city. A friend who knew Knight suggested that they follow his group to a nightclub. But Stokes said another vehicle began following them and attempting to get in front of their car. Concerned, the women eventually stopped at a traffic light to change drivers. Then came the gunfire. "We were head down, taking our seatbelts off when we heard the gunshots," Stokes told the court. All hell broke loose. Her testimony gave jurors a first-hand account of the confusion surrounding the attack. Former Las Vegas police officer Gary Dale, who was working with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department at the time, was also called as a prosecution witness. Dale recalled riding in an ambulance with Tupac after the shooting. According to his testimony, police tried to obtain information from the wounded rapper about what had happened and who had shot him, but Tupac did not provide details. They told the court that the rapper responded would take care of it. Tupac died 6 days later from his injuries. The shooting became one of the most famous unresolved cases in music history. At the center of the investigation was the intense rivalry surrounding 1990s hip-hop, particularly the conflict commonly described as the East Coast-West Coast feud, alongside tensions involving the Bloods and Crips street gangs. Police have said a lack of cooperation from witnesses and people connected to the gangs contributed to the investigation reaching dead ends. Prosecutors told jurors that in the world of gangs and guns at the time, silence means survivor. Yet prosecutors argued that one person eventually broke that silence, Dwayne Davis. A major part of the prosecution case is Davis' public statement and a 2019 memo. In the book, Davis described himself as a passenger in the vehicle from which the shots were fired. He has also said that he gave the weapon used in the killing to his nephew, Orlando Anderson. Prosecutors say these statements provide a crucial link between Davis and the shooting. The defense strongly disputes that interpretation. Davis has distanced himself from parts of the memo, saying he did not write everything in it and that some material was fictionalized to increase sales. A judge has nevertheless ruled that the memo can be used in court. Davis' lawyers have described the prosecution's account as fiction and argued that the investigation was deeply flawed. His attorney, Mike Tyson, questioned why the case remained unresolved for so long. What facts do they have after 30 years? The defense has pointed to missing police reports, disputed evidence, and what it described as biased, sloppy, and incomplete police work. His lawyers also argue that some witnesses have changed their accounts over the years and that certain witnesses may have been influenced by money, media attention, or information from investigators. They further questioned the reliability of witnesses with criminal records and alleged financial motivations. The trial is expected to examine evidence gathered over nearly 3 decades. Witnesses, investigators, and experts are expected to testify about the shooting, the people surrounding Tupac that night, and the statements Davis made years later. The prosecution's challenge will be to persuade jurors that Davis played a decisive role in planning the murder despite not being accused of firing the fatal weapon. For the defense, the central question is whether the evidence presented can reliably establish what happened on a chaotic night nearly 30 years ago. Tupac Shakur's death has remained the subject of speculation, documentaries, and investigations for generations now. For the first time, a jury will hear the evidence against the man prosecutors say